How's the temperature? It's hot and dry and nothingness. Mombasa Lodwar ongoing, twanyoosha moja kwa moja mpaka Takwel.
You join A1, also known as the Lodwar Road, in Kitale, if you're driving from Eldoret. From Eldoret all the way to Lodwar is approximately 367 kilometers. A1 starts in Isebania on the border of Kenya and Tanzania and ends in Lokichogio, Nadapal, which is way north of Lodwar. A1 is the road that connects hinterland Kenya with southern Sudan. And once you join it in Kitale, you drive through Makutano to Kapenguria. Then you meander through the magnificent hills and valleys of the West Pokot County before emerging in Kainuk, then Lokicha, which is in Turkana County, and thereafter Lodwar town. The road has been under construction by the Chinese State Engineering Corporation, having the Kenyan government having secured an award from the World Bank, who then contracted the Chinese company. The road is fairly decent. It is tarmacked all the way. Although a raised car, a car that is 4x4 or so, is recommended, you can be able to hack the entire journey with a normal 2x2 drive car. In fact, we used one of the cars with the lowest ground clearance all the way from Mombasa to Lodwar. So it's possible to use your Ractis or your Nissan Note and drive all the way to Lodwar. However, kindly note that fuel stations are far between, and the capacity, your fuel capacity and the tank of your car must be able to sustain quite a number of kilometers, including navigating some territory of the road that is prone to car attacks. Immediately after Kapenguria, as you descend into the scenic views of West Pokot, there is a black spot known as Kamatira, which you need to exercise extreme caution while navigating. Immediately after the black spot known as Kamatira, the road opens up to lots of curves. West Pokot is a hilly terrain and it affords you views upon views, amazing scenic views, the depressions, the curves, the descents, the climbing. It's a beautiful place to drive, challenging, but also feeds you with an array of amazing vistas with each gear you engage. Kapenguria town is a fairly developed town with modern amenities up to standard. You can shop at Capemart, which we did. We got chargers, Type-C exactly, and cables to enable us continue charging our phones and all our gadgets in the car as we set off to the north of Kenya. Throughout, West Pokot lived up to its billing as a true hidden gem. The road was in a good condition, a pothole here and there, and some illegal bumps erected by villagers who have taken the liberty to erect bumps, yet they are not road engineers. But overall, it was an excellent, nice road to drive on. At Kainuk, the border of West Pokot and Turkana County, we found out that the road engineers have provided for side lanes and made provision for street lighting, which was very impressive. They have envisaged for parking and side lanes for trucks that will be using this corridor to transport goods to South Sudan. This is also seen in Lodwar, where there is a huge truck park, and also in Lokicha, where side lanes have been provided for the transportation trucks. Once in Turkana County, starting at Kainuk, we encountered one of the first proper roadblock by security personnel. Prior, in West Pokot County, there were normal police checks, the normal roadblocks. But in Kainuk, we found a proper roadblock where the road is properly sealed and you have to wait until security personnel move from where they are stationed to come and usher you through. We were later informed that the area from Lokicha to the area from Kainuk to Lokicha, Kainuk to Lokicha was bandit prone, and that vehicles do get attacked. That is why the security personnel provide armed escort. However, we did not need any armed escort since we were traveling during the day, both to and from Lodwar. After Kainuk, the roads were bare, traffic spare. You cruise and cruise. No petrol station, no provision stores, no malls, no supermarkets, nothing. No pit stop. I tend to think a business idea is providing a pit stop. There is need for a pit stop between Kainuk and Lokicha. Any businessman with bright ideas should go and set up that. There is urgent need for that. All the roadblocks we encountered were manned by friendly officers, security officers, very professional. We didn't encounter harassment. We were not told to alight from the vehicles. We were not searched. There was no hint of corruption. It was Christmas Day, yet no one uttered anything like, Mkubwa, later Christmas. Nope. We had a smooth sailing. All of them treated us well. And we salute all the members of the discipline forces that serve in these areas of our country. All through, the road was well marked and signages displayed in full, hazikuwa zinatolewa. All signages were there. We also encountered an uncommon road signage that indicates this is a gully A gully is where a seasonal river passes through, where you could just see sand. There was indication that water does flow by there seasonally. And it's not a common road sign. So it was an experience to learn how to read a new road sign.
We are leaving Turkana County and into West Pokot. Back. Yes. There is something. West Pokot, there is something.
I was impressed by Lodwar, the host of Turkana University, the home of Jesus the Redeemer statue, Ndege Business Park, and Lodwar Boys High School. The town itself is well planned with provision for growth. There is an idea of what you can find where and when. There is a center for government offices. There's provision for street lighting, although I am not so sure if I saw them on, but I am informed that they were on. The town was safe. We had an enjoyable time there. And that was the first night. The second, after the first night, we did drive to Lake Turkana, which is also a very good road, well tarmacked, an amazing drive with curves, just like it has echoes of Kapenguria driving all the way to Kainuk. It was amazing. It was amazing a drive. However, I was disappointed by the lack of dependency, the lack of credibility, the lack of reliability of the on accommodation by the Airbnb provider that we had sought to secure. Unfortunately, we did make a payment and we could not reach the owner and we could not get directions to their premises. And thus, we tried to reach out to the management of Airbnb, and they promised a refund in 78 hours, 72 hours, which to date we are still waiting for. Nevertheless, we found accommodation, we as budget travelers, at BV2 Lounge. And on that note, I want to thank Dennis, big up Dennis the manager at BV2 Lounge, for giving us an amazing experience, allowing us a lot of latitude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dennis. Be blessed. May your hustle be blessed. On that note, that is my take home from Mombasa to Lodwar circuit.
As we set off early in the morning to an adventurous trip, a trip that we are going to crisscross 15 counties, starting from the coastal part of Kenya, that is Mombasa, to northern part of Kenya, Lodwar. We passed by the port of Mombasa and we were able to catch up the attractive sceneries of it, not forgetting the breeze that was coming from the ocean. It really symbolized that our journey was going to be adventurous. Time passed and we were able to screw between the Tsavo National Park. Since it was a morning, we were able to feed our lenses with the beautiful sceneries of our wild animals coming out in search of pasture. It was amazing. It was wow. Not forgetting Nairobi, our number one city. The good architecture in it got deep in our hearts as we passed by. It was interesting. Indeed, as a country, we are developing. Slowly by slowly, we got into West Pokot County. It was eye-catching. We could not close our car windows since everybody wanted to view the beautiful appearances of the hills mountains, and the meandering of the road, West Pokot County was totally green in nature. We finally got into Lodwar, and we were welcomed by the sculpture towers of Christ the Redeemer. We were also able to visit Lake Turkana. We enjoyed the views of the lake and how people around Lake Turkana carry out their day-and-day activities. It was challenging, but it was a fair interaction between a Thai factory and the people living around Lake Turkana. Finally, we were able to visit Takwel Dam. We were welcomed by the meandering of roads on top of the mountains until we made it. The views were on another level. What we saw can never be visualized on a screen. And the most funniest thing, there was life up there. There was a school, a hospital, and shopping centers that were emerging. Indeed, nature is painting for us day after day pictures of infinity beauty.
Preparing for a journey, especially to a place that you have never been to, it's quite a tedious task. And a lot of us tend to presume a lot of things. Please don't. Especially if you're going to a place that you have never been to, even if you're going to a place that you know, it's good to prepare in advance. How is the weather? What is happening right now in that place? Is there construction? Will there be traffic? Who is visiting from outside? The same thing. So if you are going for a long journey and you're going to a place that you have no idea about, it's proper to put your things down. Have a checklist. This and this and this. What time am I leaving? What and what and what do I need to pack? Check the weather. The weather is very, very important. Check which are the pit stops, which are the towns in between where you are going, so that you can be able to prepare yourself psychologically on the pit stop that you're going to take. Hopper, I will take this pause here for like 10 to 15 minutes. Here, this is the place I'll take lunch. Here, we will rest for today and then pick up the journey from there. So it is important to write your checklist on your travel itinerary. That is number one. Number two, it's very important to know what you're carrying. And when you're traveling far, please don't overpack. Don't overburden your car. Now let's go to the car. Make sure your car is serviced. Number one. Number two, make sure you have proper fuel. What I mean is you have full tank. Where you're coming from, be it Mombasa, Nairobi, Nyeri, these towns that you know, I will start telling you about the journey to Lodwar from Eldoret. So if you're coming from Eldoret or you're coming from Kitale, make sure that you do not leave very early in the morning when it's dark. Leave when the light of day is already out, when there's light of day. Reason being, when you start the journey, especially after Kapenguria, there are too many meanders and there are too many black spots. So don't start your journey too early in the morning when it's dark. Start when there is light of day from this side of Kapenguria. Then the other thing, like I've said, make sure that you have a full tank. Why? Because after Kapenguria, my friend, there is nothingness. No petrol station, no service stations. The only thing that you meet are two small towns, Ortum, Mokichar, Kainuk. So make sure that you have enough fuel, and if it is possible, carry it in a jerry can also for contingencies. Travel light, carry light clothes, because prepare yourself psychologically, because where you're going in Lodwar, it is extremely hot. The weather temperature goes all the way to 36, 38 degrees, my friend. That is a high and the low of 34 thereabout. It's nothing that you've seen, nothing at all. So prepare yourself psychologically, carry light clothes, and carry water. Lots and lots of water, because you'll be taking a lot of water. And please take a lot of water on your journey there, and also when you're there, because don't suffer dehydration. Don't think that what you're used to is what is up there. But one thing, prepare yourself for amazing, amazing food. Now, getting there, please make prior arrangements. What we've learned, and up to date, we have not received any refund from Airbnb. We booked, and as you have booked through Airbnb, you know that they usually deduct the money beforehand. And without telling us where we are going, they just give you the prior information. But us contacting that person, the phone was not going through. Following the map to that accommodation place, the Airbnb, it's nowhere. So we had to look for another way to get accommodation. But now we are telling you in advance, please make sure that you have a contact person there, or use us. Now we know we have been there, so use us. Because if you get there and you're not prepared in terms of accommodation, you're going to have a rough time. But there are Airbnbs there are hotels, they are budget hotels for travelers. But just know that those people are kind. So don't go with your aggressiveness, go with your open heart and open arms. That is what is important. But it's a beautiful place to go. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. Going to Lodwar is going to change your perspective about life. It's going to change your perspective about traveling. Trust me, take it to the bank. And you're going to yearn to discover the country better. Because this Kenya, this country of ours, is big and vast. And there's a lot of things. So prepare yourself psychologically for heat. Prepare your car. Take it for service. Have fuel. And one of the most important things, and it was crazy because we didn't know that between Kainuk and Lodwar, there is a curfew, 6 to 6, because they're bandits. We didn't know such a thing. The bandits exist. We hear about them in the news, but you don't know. So prepare yourself also. And know that there is a curfew. Do not travel between Kainuk and Lodwar from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Just know you need to pass that place before 6 p.m. Yes, there is a curfew because of bandits. We had no idea when you were traveling up there, even when you were coming back from Lodwar. We woke up very early and left early. Getting to Lokichar, the police are telling us, you guys are lone rangers. You're like, why are you saying so? Apparently, people leave early and meet for a convoy. And that convoy is led by, is it the army or the police? Because of bandits can attack anytime. But we didn't know that. So just know that if you leave early, if you're leaving Lodo early, go and there's a pit stop and there'll be a convoy. All the cars that are leaving up there, there is a convoy led by the army because protection from the bandits. But anyway, I'm not scaring you. It's a very beautiful place to go. So prepare yourself psychologically for happiness and beauty.
Lodwar is the largest town in northwestern part of Kenya. It is located at west of Lake Turkana. It's a town which there have been various stereotypes about it. Apparently, having my visit there during the December circuit, I found that the stereotypes are contrary. Firstly, on education, most people believe that there isn't much education in Lodwar. I found it interesting when I came around various schools in Lodwar. For instance, there is an amazing Lodwar High School, well built with an amazing school setup. Secondly, people also have believed that most people, given that they are on the far end of the country, that They are arrogant and unfriendly. Contrary, when I visited, I found out that most of them are amazing and friendly. For instance, we could even inquire from them how far we had to get, given that it was our first visit and experience to Lodwar. They even assisted in locating a lodge where we would spend the night. They even assisted us in making delicious meal. It's just an amazing experience for one to have in Lodwar. Thirdly, on dressing, I personally love the dressing, more so the cultural one. Most of men dress in their traditional cultural attire, the Masai shukas for men with their hair nicely dyed in golden brown. I loved how the male gender had their ears pierced with the earring. This made them to be so authentic. Women as well had their traditional attire, well-dressed shukas, traditional necklace and beads. The dressing was just amazing.
Hi.
Hi, good people.
Yeah, good people.
Yes, so we are in
Matunda,
Matunda.
we woke up in Lodwar
Yes.
at
4.
4.
We left at around 5. We went
We'll
all
go
the way to Chakwell.
Chakwell,
And that's another
and,
episode you will see.
You see, we've done the visitations
Yes,
and what else have you done?
Drive.
Drive.
Drive
Yeah,
a
we're going to
lot.
Chakwell. Oh, we're on a boat today.
We were in a boat.
Yes, Chakwell Gorge. And what else?
We've seen bandits.
Well, apparently bandits was part of the program.
Yes, we've seen bandits.
Some of the things you're told about in this country that you
We
can't
never
go.
knew and all that.
And you can't go do something because they are bandits.
Yes, so
People live in negativity and fear.
Yes, so-
let them live in that space.
yes.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we are finished here.
Yeah.
And remember, we have finished the Mombasa Lodwar circuit. We have started the Lodwar Kisumu circuit. Yes.
Yes. And where?
Matunda.
Matunda?
And this is Matunda City.
This is Matunda City Resort. We're here.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Catch us on Art Factory.
Yes.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe to Art
Factory.
Factory.
Thank you.
Karibuni sana.